This announcement is for the men players for Straightpool. We're having a difficulty with the draw, so if you like, you can start practicing on any open tables outside the arena. For the last 32 round in men, the following players, please proceed to your tables. Ante Shola, Petri Makkonen, table 3. Dennis Grabe, Gert Weinberg, table 1. Emil Andrei Gangflot, Jeremir Taranta, table 4. Stefan Kasper, Felix Vogel, table 10. Michael Schneider, Konrad Juszczyk, table 22. Mateusz Śniegonski, Daniel Lam, table 8. Mieszko Fortunski, Luka Men, table 2. Daniel Macho, Nicholas Ernst, table 11. Peter Urban, Tobias Bongers, table 14. Alexa Petzel, Aleš Mandic, table 15. Christian Murba, Yuma Dörner, table 16. Max Benko, Roberto Bartov, table 17. Wojciech Szewczyk, Benjamin Belhassan, table 18. Fabio Rizzi, Edin Regic, table 19. Dmitro Skorohodov, Balash Kolesh, table 20. Denis Lashkovsky, Mario Hay, table 21.
So, well, there is a little bit of a referee just confirming, I think, that it is a race to 100 in the last 32.
And Fortunsky has leaked a ball off the break, which I can't believe Luca will turn down.
Yeah, an aggressive shot. Would love to go into them here, Geffen, wouldn't he? Oh, just caught the outside one. That's all you need, isn't it? Look, a starter. So we're away, Geffen.
Absolutely, Mark. Good morning. And
yeah, I lost you at the beginning there, Geffen, but I've got you back now. Don't go again because, well, you're the brains of this operation, mate. We need you here.
Well, the 7-ball leaked out, or rather the 6-ball leaked out off the break, and Luca has jumped straight in with a real aggressive opening pot. Leaked 1 ball, like you said, just needed to get a nip on the pack. And looking at the break he's just got now, he's opened the table right up, Mark.
Yeah, this is just what you want, isn't it, at the start of a match. Of course, it's straight knockout now. There's no second chances. It's win or go home. Well, not win or go home, because there's other tournaments going on, isn't there, this week? Well, can you believe what you've just seen, Geffen?
Wow. I can only put that down to complacency, Mark. I mean, he's played 3 really well played aggressive shots, and he's let himself down by all accounts.
Well, he played that with a lot of right-hand inside spin there, trying to hold the cue ball for the 15, I think. And it didn't grab off of that new cloth at all, off of the rail, and he's let Mieszko straight in here. And look at this, straight away leaves himself an angle to maybe disturb a few of those balls in the middle there.
Yeah, you were right. That was a good point you made there, Mark. I think that, tables are only a day old.
And we are playing on the beautiful brand new Predator Arc table, and it really is a sexy looking table, can I say that?
Yeah, absolutely. I really like the black and black. It looks fantastic, especially on the screen. It highlights the cloth really well. Good for the viewers and good for the players, I'm sure.
Yeah, so the pockets will be playing a little bit looser on the new cloth. Try telling that though to Lucas Men. I still can't believe he missed that ball into the corner, but he's let this guy back in, and he's a quick player. He can soon score heavy, can't he, this guy? I watched him yesterday in a match. Played absolutely tremendous. I love his style, Mieszko's. Gethin, very, very good player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's natural, very fluid, a great momentum player, and he makes it look too easy by all accounts.
Yeah, I remember an 8-ball I saw him play yesterday. Full length of the table, tight under the rail, smashes it in and breaks open the pack as well. Really is a talented guy. Hasn't won as much as maybe he should have won, Gethin. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, he does tend to go deep. I think his biggest win that I remember him was the Italian Euro Tour back in about 9 years ago now, and he's always in there. And yeah, I guess maybe consistency or closing a few more titles is probably missing from his resume, but I wouldn't want to come up against him.
No, he's a butcher by name. He certainly is a butcher on the table. He soon carves out a lead.
I have to say though, Mark, I when he sat back down in his chair and after the first few shots by Luca, I don't think he was expecting to get up for a good 10 minutes. So he's counting his blessings here, and looked like he's taking full advantage of it. He's got a tricky shot here to play. He's elected.
Wow, this is tough, isn't it? Needs to get the cue ball over and above the rack, doesn't he, to leave the 15 for his break ball.
Yeah. I guess that's what he felt was his best option there, rather than trying to move any balls. Oh. Just like that, Mark.
As you say, makes it look very, very easy, doesn't he? Now it's rack your own. Now, I'm always worried, guys, when I see them racking the balls, that they go and pick that break ball up by mistake. I'm sure I would have done that by now.
It wouldn't be the first time it's happened either, I'm sure.
So are you a Straightpool fan? You love playing a bit of Straightpool, do you?
I think Straightpool is one of the most difficult disciplines to learn and to play. It's very enjoyable, but to be sat in your chair for a long time is very humbling when it comes to pool. And when you play 9-ball, it's a little bit more different. You're up and down a little bit more. However, watching these guys maneuver the balls and pick them off and find their patterns, it's great to watch. And I think Straight really brings the best players out of their shells.
Yeah, well said, and played a beautiful little shot there, opening up that little cluster at the first possible opportunity. That's what I like about him. He sees a problem and, solves it straight away. Yeah.
And he'll now want to just open up these pockets a bit, pick these 3 off from this bottom cushion now, and leave himself some options to move the cue ball around the table.
How are you going? 2-8-3?
I think you've picked that perfectly.
Well, that'll be the only one of the day, trust me. It's only because it was too obvious, I guess. I got it.
Well, with Straightpool, I think the aim that he'll be looking for now is to start picking off his end pattern, his last 3 balls. There's no real big problems here for him. As long as he keeps his good cue ball control, he'll be looking to pick his last 2 balls so that he can pick the right shot to go into the pack. And looking at it right now, the 15 looks his best ball. But watching Forczynski play here, he might even choose to move one more out there to give himself options.
I was going to call maybe the 11 for the break ball here. Or is that a little bit
Is
too
it
close
11?
to the pack? To the right? Is that the right? Is that the 11?
Ah,
Or is
yes,
it the
sorry.
15?
It's my colour. I think it's the colour on my screen at the moment.
You need to get a new monitor like I've just done. That's what you need to do, Gethin.
I'm very impressed with that.
I only got it yesterday. I literally had about an hour to spare. My friend come and pick me up. We went to the shop and I just went straight in. I said, monitor please, about 30 inches. They said, we've got a 27 Lenovo, same make as my laptop. I said, I'll have it. And we were in there for literally 3 minutes, paid for it and back out again. And then I came all the way back and then had some tech problems and didn't get to use it yesterday, but here I am.
Now you're christening it with the last 32 today.
Yeah, good time to come in, isn't it? And it's also the first time that I'm in the booth with Gethin as well. So we are both remote guys. We're not there, and we're in totally different countries. Gethin is in the Netherlands, although you wouldn't be able to tell from that accent.
And where are you, Mark?
I'm in Thailand.
I didn't recognise the phone number. And how is the weather out there? I hope it's treating you well.
I thought he was going to say my accent for a minute. I was going to don't speak Thai. I'm still struggling with English.
You were right with the break ball. He kept that one open, and he's left himself maybe not as much angle as he wanted. He's going to have to maybe give the cue ball more power, which I know is not a problem for him. But I've been watching some of the earlier games, and I've been noticing that because of the table and the way it's playing, leaving a little bit more angle and being able to use the speed of the cue ball to go into the rack has been their preference. So it'll be interesting to see. He didn't really look at the pack too much about where he was going into it, so he seems very confident.
He played his shot yesterday and it's gone wrong. Oh dear. Touch of the Jason Shaw about it when he was trying to break his big record. I think he was on about 500 and something, and scratched in the side pocket.
Wow.
Okay, only 23 points there for Mieszko, so a chance back at the table for the young German.
Yep, and by all accounts, judging on that last break from Forczynski, it looked like he just rushed it. He didn't really look and take the time over where the cue ball was going to contact the pack, and maybe that was the downfall of that shot. I'm not too sure. We will never really know.
I thought he put a bit too much draw on it. I thought he could have stunned more than drew.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Luca's got straight in. He's going to need to clear this corner pocket now by taking the 6, and maybe even if the 8's covering it, he might need to. If the 8 was covering the 5, he might need to. 3, sorry, he might need to look at that a little bit more carefully.
But they're nice and spread, aren't they? These, as you take one, it frees another one kind of situation, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a shame for the scratch. Mieszko, did the job of opening the pack. Sadly, he scratched, but that gives every opportunity to Luca here. And he could do with getting his head down now and stamping some authority on this.
Yeah, that bad mistake in the opening few shots in the first rack. He's lost the cue ball slightly there, is he? Or is he still okay?
Yeah, he's having to take a second look.
Could well be his first time on the TV table as well, of course, Gethin, and it does always play slightly different to the outer tables, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot more lights, a bit more heat. And that normally gets the table running a bit quicker. However, I've noticed that these guys the professionals that they are, they're getting the speed of the cloth quite quickly. However, with straight, sometimes you can be sat in the chair for a bit longer than you're used to, and the table will change. But he's picking these off nicely. He's doing exactly what you said, Mark, which is taking one to open up another ball. And I'm not too sure if the 3, is that the 3 or the 5, is going to be his break ball. It looks like that's going to hamper the pack.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, we might see an 11 ball again for the break ball here.
Yeah, I would say that's the best positioned at the moment.
He's got away with that a little bit. Just struggling again with the pace, but he's okay. He'll adapt quickly. That's what the good players do, isn't it? They adapt quick.
Yes, indeed. And with less balls on the table, he can get away with it a little bit more. If he'd have run out of position like that a bit earlier on, he could have found himself in a lot of trouble, like you pointed out when he nearly came a cropper on the 8 ball. Well, is he going to have to take your option now?
Well, he's got one kind of mirror in that, hasn't he, on the other side? I can't quite see what colour it is. Is it the 12 ball to the left of the 3? I think that may now become his break ball.
Yep.
Got to make sure he gets, though, from this 10 ball on this rail after this 3. He needs to leave himself a decent angle. You don't often see players use a break ball coming off a rail to go into the back of the pack, do you? Because you can get really stuck there. So he needs to get the pace right here, and it looks pretty good. Nicely done.
Yeah, he's played that well. It looks from here that he's going to have to force it a little bit to get into the top of the pack, but looks can be deceiving from this angle, so... Asking for the...
Giving it the old once over. Now, we are playing with the shot clock. 35 seconds. That's correct, Gethin, isn't it? 35 seconds.
I believe...
Shot clock? One extension each?
Yeah, one extension, correct.
And they'll get a warning at 25 seconds. So the German racking the balls. He'll be feeling a lot better now after running that rack. After that scratch from Jesko off the break. So just 4 points in it now in this race to 100. Entertaining stuff already. Now can use the... He has to be careful he doesn't roll off the edge of these and scratch in the same pocket. He's okay. What do you see here, Gethin?
I see a cluster in the middle, which he's going to have to think about. He's got one problem cluster, which he'll want to get into early.
Yeah, I wondered if he might have a go at it from that first ball there.
Yeah, he turned it down.
I bet Jesko would have gone for that.
Absolutely. Well, he probably felt he had a better chance off this ball.
Yeah, that's played well.
Yeah, okay. that one ball has just gone into a lovely position for him too. Again, that came down to good control of the cue ball. The cue ball seemed to just stick with all the extra spin he kept on the ball. It was a very good shot.
Yeah, it's one thing, isn't it, just to blast into balls and hope for the best, but when you're trying to hit a particular part of a ball with the correct spin to get the reaction off of that cannon when you get it.
Yeah. And a lot of that comes down to the feel of the shot, and also how much traffic the cue ball's going to go into. going to be interesting to see which ball he's going to choose as a break ball. Just uses extension there, a bit of a reach. And when I mean extension, I mean the extension for
Yeah. I thought I didn't hear him call extension.
Yeah, he's looking at the 11 ball over there. It's just in a funny shape. There's a chance that the cue ball might do something funny off the 12 ball. Yeah. Yeah, he knew he was going to hit that ball, so gave it a little bit more power. And he still seems to be in a good position for the 10 ball here.
He's going to play. He wants to hold the cue ball, doesn't he? You see, he played that with a lot of spin. It nearly cost him again.
Yeah, very reminiscent of his earlier miss in the first rack.
You just said one of my favourite words, reminiscent. I like you, Gethin, already. You can come and commentate again anytime.
Thank you very much. This is my first time, and Mark, I've been listening to you for many years, so this is a privileged moment for me.
Oh, come on.
I'm not too sure.
Have some fun and have some fun together. That's what we do.
Absolutely, and watching some great action. It's looking like Luca is gonna pick the 2 ball. It looks perfect if it sits off the rack, and if it he's just looked away as if he's come a bit too far for this 15, and I think he wanted to come the other side so he could freeze the cue ball or run through a little bit for a good position on the 7. So now he's tracking into trouble off this. I don't know, what do you think, Mark?
Well, I think he's worried about playing this with right hand spin again because he's trying to hold it off of the Ralph. He doesn't want the wrong angle on this 7, and he has tried it again and it hasn't really he's okay. He's okay. He ran on a little bit.
Yeah.
Played it well.
Yeah, it grabbed enough. He's still going to want to...
Talking about grab, Dennis Grabe is on the next table, the local favourite. So if you fancy going and watching a bit of Dennis Grabe, he's over on the other table. We've got 2 tables that we're covering live here, guys, in Tallinn, and we are in the Sporty Hull. It's a beautiful place. I've actually been there, and right next up, we're actually in the basketball part of the sports hall, and next door there's a running track and all the other good stuff that goes along with sports halls. And I've actually ran round the track in that very, very sports hall next door back in 2005. What do you reckon to that?
Well, was that for a dare, or did you lose a bet?
I was actually working on radio out in Estonia, and it was like a radio fundraiser thing, and all the DJs had to race against each other around the track, and I was the poor one that drew the short straw and had to do some running.
The cue ball has come firing backwards, but it's come out of the bulk end. It's a typical shot I see in Straightpool is people play that with a pace, ruins the rest of their run. But the 9 ball has also come to his saving grace as well.
Yeah, this is cool shot, so he'll have to call the combo, of course. That counts. It's okay.
And he's found himself with that cluster in the middle of the table again, so he's already having a think about that. And when were you last in Tallinn then, Mark?
Play the 3 here. I'll answer that in a minute. I like playing the 3 here and just come and clip that. Or is it the 3 ball and playing the 5, clip the 3? Well, he's tried to go into them. A little bit risky, but yeah, sorry, to answer your question. I think I was last there in 2012. I actually lived there from 2001 until 2009.
Oh, wow. It's a beautiful city by all accounts, Tallinn.
It's one of my, if not my most favourite place I've ever been to. I went for a weekend, I then came back for a week, and then the second time I came back I stayed for 8 years.
Wow. Awesome. Must be special. I think he's happy he could play that 8 there. That's opened these 3 cluster in the middle up for the right bottom right pocket, so that's relieved a bit of pressure for him now. He might even look, Mark, to try and push the 7 or the 3 maybe off one of them pots into a break position, as right now there isn't an obvious break ball. So it will be interesting to see.
Side again.
Yeah. He must like playing with a lot of side.
Right. He can play your shot right now. Just bump the 7 into the break ball, look.
Wow. Yep. That'll be my one for the day, Mark.
We're in trouble then. We've used up all our good shouts so far, and we're only at 22, or 23 rather, to 32.
Yeah. But I do believe that was the right shot. If he can now navigate his way, we'll probably take this, then the 1 ball, take the 1 ball after this, and then look to use the, I'm going to say that's 13 as his penultimate ball for the 7. I hope I got that right.
So he wants to get nice and straight on this 1 ball. As you said, draw shot back for the 13. Just clearing that pocket. Doesn't want any balls bouncing out.
No. I do like the way he takes his time. He's not rushing. And it's a bit of a contrast to the way Miechko plays. He he's much more fluid down on the shot. You blink and you'll miss him sometimes, and that can be quite intimidating for the opponent, and he's keeping his own rhythm. I like that. Not getting drawn in.
Got the butcher. He could be the baker, couldn't he? Takes his time to prove and cook.
That is beautifully put.
We just need a candlestick maker now. Maybe we'll find one later on in another match.
There'll be a few more today.
Oh, he's okay.
Now,
just enough.
I didn't know if he was running away too far, so he decided to take what he could get rather than run the cue ball and increase the distance between that and the 7. So he's now left himself a bit more to do going into the pack. He could find himself with a few more clusters. So
just something I noticed when this guy was warming up before we started this match. He was playing a few similar break balls to this, and I saw him miss about 2 of them.
Wow.
He was playing about the pack there, you know.
Right. I only caught Miechko's warm-up, and he was firing everything in. Whatsoever. Maybe an intimidation tactic, Mark.
Yeah, it was working on me. I didn't want to play him. Oh, that was the problem, but he's okay. He's got 1 into the side, and as we say, you only need a starter.
Yeah, I think you're right, Mark. I think that 11 ball has just flicked out enough. Well, yeah, he got down and had a look at it. Maybe he's eyeing up what he's going to do next. He's got the 1 ball available for him, and he's maybe looking at what sort of angle he can get off one of the 2 stripes that are sitting off the pack.
Would you not go into them off of the one? If he leaves himself a nice angle here, risk going into the pack?
If he feels he can come in above both them stripes, I certainly think
Catch
it's
the
worth
eight
going
ball.
for. Yeah,
Catch the 8
exactly.
ball would be nice if he can.
He's just got to be careful that he doesn't leak the cue ball down onto this bottom cush. No, he came in lovely. Has he got away with it?
Did,
Yes,
though.
I think he has.
He did just catch the stripe though before he hit the pack. Just flicked slightly off the stripe. The number 11. But I think he's okay with a 14 into the side. Is he or not? Well, he's looking up to the skies as if to say, I don't like this.
I think that's his only option though, Mark.
He could play the 8 combo. Or the 10. 11. Oh, the 10 goes.
Yeah. If the 10 goes, that makes life a bit easier. Otherwise, he is going to have to take the combo on here.
It's difficult, so much so he has called his extension. No problem. And he's away again here.
Yep.
Approaching the halfway point of the 100 he needs to advance to the last 16.
And certainly he got his head back together quickly after his first miss. It was very unexpected, and that can sometimes play on your head when you're sat in your chair watching your opponent running away. And he's stepped back in and taken his opportunities really well.
That scratch came just at the right time, didn't it, for Lucas? Because after that miss that we spoke about, he might have been punished a lot more from that. Only cost him 24 points in the end, and he hasn't put a foot wrong really since.
He's just taking his time here. He's checking out all of his angles off each of the balls, especially with these 2 on the bottom cush here, and just trying to work out his final pattern here. I'm not... Maybe the 14 is it the 14? No.
Yeah, he deliberately played for the 9 there, didn't he? That was the plan.
Yeah. Well, he's just not getting the position he's wanting. You can see the turn of his head after the shot now and again. So he's not as comfortable as he wants to be.
Well, I know I keep saying it, but it was the use of spin again on that shot which cost him.
Yeah.
As you see, he
TV
likes to
table.
use spin, doesn't he? He loves spin.
Yeah. And again, just short of position. Maybe expecting to grab the rail a bit more than the table is at the moment. A bit of TV table and second day of play. Yeah, he's probably come a bit too far there as well. So, he needs to keep his composure here. Yeah, exactly. Change your plan.
Always be flexible in 14-1. You're never sure of your next ball. You have good intentions, but they don't always come to fruition.
No, and if you find yourself in a position where you're forcing shots to get positioned for break balls, it can go wrong. So this is the time he wants to get the cue ball under control now. So looks like he's opting for the 3 as his break ball. How do you like that, Mark?
I like that very much. I think I might be able to make the 2 ball here.
Not too much spin, huh?
Just a bit of bottom, maybe.
Yeah. Well, that is promising, because there was a few tricky situations in there, and coupled with his position play, I think he's done really well there. A good sign.
So you love a bit of straight pull, obviously, or straight as you call it. That's what the dudes say, a bit of straight. So what's your highest run in straight pull? What's your highest run?
Me, sadly, I'm still to break the 50, which is probably about the same as my snooker break.
Wow. Well, you beat me. You beat me on the straight pull. I've had a 38 in straight pull, but I've had 132 at snooker.
Wow!
So
congratulations.
It was a long time ago.
Well,
So
the thing with
perfect
straight
on this.
is, yeah, didn't get the spread he wanted, but one thing he has done is he's kept a good cue ball, so his options are open. But the one thing I was going to mention about straight is it's a discipline that's not played so much over here in the Netherlands, or it's only normally played once in a league match, rather with 8 and 9 and 10 also being played, and so you normally tend to have the one player that likes to play it, and no one else really gets to have a go at it. So it's not a game I've had much opportunity to play. However, more recently, we've been able to get a local league going, and as I said when you first asked me, I've realised that this is one of the toughest and yet most rewarding disciplines of the pool series. I think it's actually a great game. It's great for your practice. I mean, it really does teach you every aspect of the game. And I've got a nice little story to tell you in a moment after this rack about Earl Strickland and an idea he told me about in an interview I did with him recently. Very interesting take on straight pull, which is his favourite game, by the way, if those of you that didn't know. I've actually been really enjoying Earl doing commentating over matches that he's been posting himself. He really has some insights into the game which clearly come from years and years of playing and being around the game. It's he's one knowledgeable guy and great character.
Well, I never thought I would meet a guy that loved cue sports more than I do, but I think I met that man when I met Earl Strickland, and we spoke we were out on a boat trip together actually with some other people, and I got to do an interview with him while we were on the boat. That's why I had to go. And he just spoke. He was fishing off the side of the boat, and I was up there laying in the sun, and we just talked about pool for about 2.5 hours. It was just fantastic.
The time just whirls away then. I tell you what I'm noticing here with Luca though, Mark, bringing it back to the game, is he's got 2 problem clusters, one on the bottom cushion, one on the right cushion, the 10 and the 8 and the 4 and the 6, and he just turned down playing the cannon on the 6 and the 4. So I don't know if he's going to have to... He wants a better angle for that cannon, like now. But I thought that was his best opportunity to go for it. So looks like he's going to have to go for it now. And it's not an easy shot. Well...
Didn't get sacrificed the cue ball there, didn't he, slightly? I'm surprised he played it with bottom, to be honest. I thought he might have gone through with top.
Me too, because I thought there was an opportunity to pick the 10 ball up after, but
yeah,
he clearly saw it differently. And one thing I did notice is the 6 ball has gone tracking right down the other end of the table, which can always add a bit more complexity to the closing pattern. And yeah,
swipes the chalk as he walks away in disgust. His second miss. Didn't expect him to miss that, to be honest, but I think it was the wrong shot selection before that cost him that.
I think even with backspin he hit that plant too hard. However, he still had the cue ball in a good position, and not that we would have expected him to miss. He's going to be sore sitting in the chair there, because he's done a lot of hard work to get to that position. And let's see how Fortunski is after sitting in his chair for a while.
Oh, he's got a 3-rack lead, 45 ahead he is, as he sits in his chair, hoping for a mistake from this man.
Do you get to commentate on many straight matches with the Euro Tour?
It's my first.
Perfect. Mine too.
Lots of... Is it yours as well?
First straight match. First straight match with Euro Tour, yeah. And I was quite surprised that it was to 100, because most of the play, like this guy we're watching now, I'm sure he could hit 100 for fun a lot of the time. So it's really, you know, both players in this situation know it's kill or be killed. So the pressure is really on. And it's great to watch.
Going straight away for that problem. Look, the 6 ball wants to get that out the way nice and early. That's the butcher's way.
He'd probably like the cue ball to be straight on this 9. Yeah. Wants to try and keep as much angle as possible. May pray it down in this corner pocket. Just like that. So, while we're waiting for them to rack, please tell me what Earl said. I'm itching.
Well, I was asking him why you always hear that everyone loves Straightpool. They love to practice Straightpool, but there's never enough tournaments on TV. And he said, to be honest, it's too boring. It's boring game to watch. And somebody just run. He said, I've got a great idea. Sorry about that bad impression of Earl Strickland, by the way. Just watch this break from Mieszko. Played it very elegantly. Now then, well, we may have to play a combo here. Yeah, just go back and finish the Earl story very, very quickly. He said he has a great idea for a format which he thinks would be great for TV, and it would keep the fans coming back for more. I forget the actual race that he said it would be to. Let's say, for example, it's 150, the race. But here's the thing. Once you've made 40, you have to sit down and your opponent has a go.
Oh.
You can only make 40, but if you miss, of course, before 40, then your opponent's back in again. But you're only allowed to run a maximum of 40. What do you reckon to that?
Well, that's a really interesting concept. And I wonder how he came to the number 40. Really interesting. Oh.
Well, that's why it's something to do with the score, which I don't know, which is why it was 40, and I forget the maths in it. But yeah, very, very good concept, I thought. And what a mistake there, unfortunately, from Mieszko. And there's a chance here for young Lucas Men to finish him off.
Yeah, Forczynski just turned around in disgust. He knew he had the opportunity there, and that was a very poor shot from him, really, by all accounts. However, this isn't a done rack. There's a good cluster in the middle. The 7 and 1.
Oh.
Ooh. He solved one problem, but has given himself a little bit more of a headache.
Tobias Bongers, who's been showing some great form just recently, has just run a 98 in his first attempt, falling too short of the winning post.
Ooh, that must have hurt.
especially if your opponent comes back and runs 100.
You can imagine. Tobias is a very strong player.
He just had a great run, didn't he, in Bosnia?
Sorry, I was just looking at what Luca was looking at there. He just played a really good shot. And I've got a feeling that the 15 is just in a break position, so he might not need to do too much else with regards to moving balls. However, he's ignored me.
I think he was trying to actually clip the 15 there, wasn't he?
Yeah, perhaps.
Caught the 10 first. Still okay, though.
Yeah, and you made a good point there, Mark. I think, there must be a thought running through Luca's mind after his first innings that this is an opportunity to finish Mieszko off, because, like you said, if Mieszko gets his head down, he can turn around a 40-point deficit, before you've taken a breath. So he needs to keep his composure here. This is a great opportunity.
It's the thing with this game, though, isn't it, Gethin, that when you're not at the table all the time, you're cooling down, your cue arms stiffening up, you've lost your rhythm, and you've got like starting all over again. As you alluded to earlier, it's not like playing 9-ball where after a few minutes you'd be guaranteed another shot, No,
exactly.
Unless it's that stupid winner's break format, of course.
He's probably going to have to take the 4-ball out of the way now, and that will allow him to start looking at what positions he wants to get for a break ball. Ooh. He's allowed to put too much spin with that shot.
Well, we don't keep our eyes on the chat too much, guys, but we do like to have a look every now and then, and it's good to see that we got people from all over the world watching. And I've just noticed there's somebody from Brazil. Now, that's a country that I've never been to, so an invite wouldn't go amiss. Good morning, Brazil.
I think it would be great to have a tournament in Brazil as well.
So do I. just when the Rio Carnival's on, do it round about that time, because I've always wanted to see that. Yeah, he's left himself an angle. Maybe he would have wanted a little bit more of an angle. But it'd be interesting to know how pool is received in Brazil, if they have many pool rooms and what the talent's like out there. It must be a bit similar to Thailand with the humidity playing. Well, I do know they play a lot of English 8-ball in Brazil. I do know that.
Oh, cool. Reds and yellows.
Yes. Or blues and yellows sometimes, all different colours. It is Brazil after all, isn't it? It should be yellow and blue, shouldn't it?
Exactly. Now, he's quite flat on this, Mark. We might see him give this a bit of stick, unless he can come into the
top spin.
If he comes into, top spin, thick on the 6 or 7. Yeah.
I expected a little bit more effort from him there on that one. It was just a little bit timid, I thought, and he's in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, it was flat. He really needed to generate some action on the cue ball, and he sort of half-heartedly did that, I think.
Yeah, didn't fully commit to it, did he? I think he's going to maybe thin off the 6 here and try and get the cue ball on that top rail, round about the C or the A, where it says championships at the bottom. No?
Oh,
He's
that
going
would
for
be a
this
perfect-
3, is he?
Well, he just had a little look at the 10-1 combo, and it clearly is not on because he shook his head. So, what's he doing here, Mark?
Oh, he's using the old bending of the rules here. This is often talked about. Is it allowed? Of course it's allowed. You're using a piece of equipment.
I think that's genius.
I think it is as well. I should give him an extra point just for thinking of it.
Now, how far did that 5-ball leak out, though, Mark? Because Forchinsky wouldn't think twice about banging that down the cushion. No, clearly not. He's not really looked at it that much. Maybe he heard your comment about where to leave the cue ball. He'd be looking for that C on the championships right now.
Yeah, it has changed slightly in as much as that 5-ball now is worth a go at. I think if you don't get that cue ball tight on this rail, that's where he's looking now. Look, where do I want to put this cue ball? He's got Mirko thinking here.
He has
Maybe
indeed.
push the 5 onto the 7 and play the cue ball up.
Well, that would be my preferred route because it will eliminate the 7 and the 5 into the corner pocket. He may even cover the 11, but he does leave the 8-ball vulnerable, so...
I think he called the 5. I'm pretty sure I just heard him. No, surely not. Well, what's he playing here? Oh, smart.
He didn't elect to play it in the same way as Luca with the with the rest.
Perhaps he's paid to do that particular bridge movement himself. I've actually seen it used in snooker quite a bit as well, you know, for bridging over the top of a ball. Mark Williams, I know I've seen do it. He's a character, isn't he? Always coming up with
Fellow
different ways of
Welshman.
doing things.
I think when you
Yeah.
can improvise like that, it's fantastic. It's also good for the sport and gives people other ideas.
Well, Wales has a long history of great cue sportsmen and women. All started,
Yeah,
of course,
we've
with Ray
progressed.
Reardon back in the day, 6-time world snooker champion, who sadly left us just recently at 93 years old, but he spurred on a generation, didn't he, of players.
absolutely.
What a great guy he was.
I would love to know how many players he trained and brought into the sport as well. He was not just an ambassador, he was a great trainer.
Well, would you
Now-
believe me if I told you I actually had a lesson off of Ray Reardon myself in Clacton-on-Sea in 1985?
Well, that explains the 1-3-2. 1-3-2. That explains a lot then.
He made the 130, I made the yellow to make the 2.
That's brilliant. They're the experiences that you'll never forget either. They were the great sportsmen of the time, and I remember it's how I got into cue sports as well was watching the greats, him, Terry Griffiths, Dennis Taylor, Steve Davis. It's what opened our eyes to it all.
Yeah. A great chance now for Mieszko. Okay, he's under real pressure though with his opponent just 19 points away from the finish line. He needs to, I think, just loosen up here and go for it. Has he been okay? Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah, I think he's got away with that. I'm not too sure he needed to go into that pack there. I thought he could play this one and then open up the 16. He could have opened that up. Sorry, not the 16, the 14. And he, it puts you in trouble when you start putting the cue ball into the balls. But he got away with it. Now I think the 12 will be his break ball here, so he has to be a
Well, I was
bit
going to say
careful.
the 11. He doesn't want to move the 11, does he?
Is it the 11? Yes. Yeah, I think he had to play it that way.
Just a little bit awkward though, isn't it? The 6 and the 7 just need to be got on. He's going to go for the one in the side now, the 14 I think it is. Leave himself an angle to draw across from the 7 to the 6. Stun off the side rail rather now.
Yeah, this is the important shot for him. He doesn't want to come too short. Yeah.
Have to drag this in. Gives himself a little nod to himself there as if to say, yep, exactly what I didn't want to do there. I
Yeah.
have to go twice across here and risk it.
I think you're right. I think he might have to go. Oh, he may be dragging it. Oh.
Well, almost sacrificed the pot for the position there, but it's dropped in. Played it at pocket speed. So he's
Well, he
still
did
in this, still fighting.
Yeah, he did very well there. I didn't think the drag shot was on by all accounts. I didn't think he was gonna. I thought he would go further than straight on this balls, but he played it well and used all the pocket, of course.
I think his opponent has just nipped out for a timeout. I'm not sure on the ruling of the timeouts. Are you familiar with that particular thing? Oh, maybe he's just gone to get something. Oh no, the referee's come to watch. I think he has taken a break, but he's going to carry on. He's got some rhythm going now, hasn't he? He wants to keep it. He really is a rhythm player, Mieszko.
Be interesting if that was Luca's plan and it's backfired. Ooh. He did rattle that one in though, Mark. We'll see how he's feeling now, how quickly he decides to go into this cluster of 4. I don't
Just
think he
about
can...
50 behind.
Ooh.
Oh, I didn't want that.
But you're right, he's feeling the flow, and I don't think he likes to think about shots too much, so the more it goes his way, I think you'll find the more fluid and flow he's going to get. Yeah, that's nice. He's come just far enough for this. He might go into this cluster now.
Yeah, just a little tickle. Beautiful.
Yeah.
3 ball looking good as well, isn't it? For the, or is it the 5 ball for the break ball?
Yeah, the 5's come out lovely. Yeah, he's just having to think about the cue ball here, because there's not much going to the right hand pocket if he comes up short, so he may elect to hold for the 4 at the bottom of... No, he's come... I don't know.
One's okay. I think he's on the 1 ball.
Did he just come far enough? Yeah, I was just worried about that because it looked like the 2, the 5 and the 1 were sort of covering each other, and if he went into no man's land, he would put himself in a bit of trouble. Yeah. Okay.
All it is then. Pressure on this one. He almost hung the 6, if you remember, earlier on, and that was a lot easier than this one. No problem.
Didn't touch the sides. Okay, that was a good get out of jail ball. Yeah. This was the one causing the few problems.
Luca Lucas back from his break. Won't be very happy to see Mieszko's almost worked his way through this rack. Two is a little bit awkward.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was playing that last shot so he could have a long two, and he's just come out of position on it. Gonna have to take the 15 round the back now.
Such a talent though. I really do like
Yeah.
watching Mieszko Fortunski in full float.
Yeah, he can't play the natural shape off the 6 to put the 2 in the corner pocket because of where the 5 is, so he's just going to have to change his pattern a little bit, and there's a little bit of shaking of the head. Is he going to come around the table? Yeah.
It's short.
It is, and there's a good chance he will take a clip of the 5 here. But again, as we were mentioning during his warm-up, he was smashing these in with so much backspin. He was coming back across the table, and here we go. Let's find out if he's going to do it. Oh,
That's okay. That's okay.
it is. Did the cue ball track out of the rack?
Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah.
What would happen there, Lucas, if the cue ball is where the rack has to go? It's a foul, I guess, is it?
No, the cue ball gets respotted on the cue ball spot in the centre of the
spot?
table. Yeah.
Okay.
And in fact, in some straight matches, you come across players that will actually play for that. If they've left their break ball up, they've had to take their best option, which will be a break ball from up in the bulk end. So then it will force the cue ball back down that side of the table.
Well,
It's very rare do you find that.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I think the gloves have come off, Mark. I think when Luca went off for that comfort break, I think the gloves came off. Be interesting to see.
The gloves have come off and the knives are out for sure for the big jump.
Yeah, he's gonna run in to some traffic here. So
Draw into the 6 could.
ooh, yeah, that was always a risk.
Players just don't like bumping balls if they don't have to, do they? Because as you can see there, you're never 100% sure of exactly where they're going to go. It's always a bit of a risky business, bumping balls.
Yeah, I know they would. They'd rather steer away from it if they could, but with Straightpool, sometimes it comes down to how well you can contact other balls. So it's an interesting line to dance.
I think that's why Straightpool is such a great practice game, because it does teach you so many different aspects of the game, and particularly the one you just mentioned there about those little nudges, those delicate little shots, you know, that come up. Snooker players are so good at them.
And good straight pool players won't turn them shots down, whereas other pool players may look for alternative routes around the problem.
Yeah, I think that's why Jason Short has done what he's done, well, partly why he's done what he's done, because he's so good at them little nudges. But I was going to ask you about this actually. You know, it's okay being able to play cue sports well, but it's a whole new level having to run 832 balls, especially after you've got to 300, 400, 500 and broken down, an unlucky scratch, didn't finish on a ball, and to have that big heart and resolve to then start all over again. Unbelievable effort that from Jason Short. Really, really was. 832. I mean, come on. 1,000
Absolutely.
is definitely within his grasp.
It would be incredible. I mean, the mental strength just to keep your patience and composure and your consistency. I mean, that in itself is simply amazing. I mean, to get to 1,000, I don't think that... I will never say I don't think that it could be done, of course. I'm sure it will be in our lifetime, but just to think of that, it's 10 years ago would never have been dreamt of.
Well, I mentioned that I was lucky enough to have a lesson off the great Ray Reardon once, and one of the things I remember that he said to me was play as many different disciplines of cue sports as you can, because you'll learn something from each and every one of them that will help you in another game. All snooker players used to play a lot of billiards, which helped them with their, laying snookers and getting out of snookers, their safety play. Plus, you could say the same about one pocket, for example, in pool, right? There's so much that you learn from that, like the kicking and the little cannons and the touches. So
and
they all do play a part, don't they?
There are things that you get that you may only use once in a match that you've learnt from playing hundreds of hours of straight, but that one shot can make the whole difference, and that's what you get from playing all these different disciplines, is the opportunity to be in so many different situations, unique situations, that when they do arrive, you're quite happy to take them on. He's got a good break here.
Yeah. You need an all-round. You need to be an all-rounder, don't you?
Yeah. We have all the disciplines. We have all the disciplines in Tallinn this week as well, with the 10 ball kicking off tomorrow. It's going to be a busy few weeks.
The women as well, of course, have already played their Straightpool.
And I believe tomorrow we have the under-23s and the wheelchair as well. So everyone, it'll be a busy haul tomorrow. Now,
for those of you just joining us, guys, we are in Tallinn, the capital of Estonia, a beautiful little country, 1.4 million population. I think there's only about 350,000 actually live in Tallinn, and what a great cosmopolitan city it is. I mean, it's got everything that a big city's got, without the horrible traffic jams.
Oh, that sounds like a dream.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
look.
He had to play a big shot there because he was running out of balls to break into the pack, coming just a bit short on the one before that, so he really got into that well, Mark?
Yeah, you saw the cue ball fizzing and fighting its way through that cluster. Played it to perfection, and strong favourite now to run these out. This is how I like to see him play. Don't think too much about it. He's kind of got a plan, just go with it. You're a great potter, Mieszko.
Yeah, I agree. And when he can see the finish line, he really just he's got everything in his arsenal. So he can play the shot. I think it's more about a question of, can he just not rush and not lose that composure for the important shots. He's shaking his head here. He just overrun it a bit.
Well, he's done a lot of hard work on himself, Mieszko Fortunski. I've known him for a few years now. He's lost so much weight. He's completely turned his life around. He's a fitness fanatic now, and he's been working on his anger management as well. He won't mind me saying that. And he's done very, very well. And I think he's becoming a more rounded player now, and much calmer, much better, persona around the table. Looks more comfortable and happy within himself. So this is good to see Mieszko getting the benefits of all that hard work.
Is he just going to try and... No, I don't think he was able to drag it in the last rack, but this time he's had to come round the angles, and he's done very well there. But I agree with you, Mark. I think being able to control your emotions and physical fitness is one of the key aspects to this game. It's very easy just to turn up and keep potting balls, but a lot of these tournaments, you know, they go on for quite a few days. You're playing a lot, and to be able to keep on top of your mental game and your emotions is really, really important. It can, you know, a bit of tiredness can change your game completely.
Yeah, you can certainly lose a match while you're sat in your chair by running through what you've done wrong and beating yourself up, and then when you do get a chance to come to the table, you're in no state to do any damage. But the good thing is to stay in the present, forget the past, and be ready when the next opportunity arrives. Into the balls here then.
Ooh, the cue ball didn't come out the way he think.
I think he expected.
Yeah, I think he expected the cue ball to come higher, and he's now left himself in a tricky predicament. The 7 goes in the corner pocket.
That's what he's looking at. This is missable though. It's wide. It's wide of the mark. It was always missable. Well,
yeah.
He just played his last shot.
And again, I think that, like with his scratch off the break, he could maybe just take a little bit more time looking at where the cue ball is going to come off the ball he's potting, and where it's going to hit the contact ball. I think twice now the cue ball's not done what he's expected, and maybe a bit more care would have helped alleviate that.
I think he caught the wrong ball, didn't he, on that lot? Well, I'll tell you what, he's got away with that, because that will not go in on day 10 for sure.
Absolutely not. Good call, Mark. And you could see the look on Luca's face as well. I think he was caught between disbelief and astonishment.
Yeah, and a bit of relief thrown in as well.
Yeah. And he's not looking too bad here by all accounts. The 3 and 10 near where the cue ball is now could present a bit of a challenge.
Terrific comeback though, to take the lead there from Mieszko Fortunski after being sat in his chair. Come back, take the lead.
And he made short work of it by all accounts, Mark. He certainly is the quicker of the two round the table. I don't know if necessarily that makes if that's a good thing or not. We'll find out in the next few points.
It reminds me a bit of Ronnie O'Sullivan. You know, you can have a big lead against Ronnie O'Sullivan, and all of a sudden half an hour goes by and he's already won 5 racks, 5 frames I should say. So, you know,
yep.
It's a good thing to have in your arsenal if you can frighten your opponents with, you know, with play like that, where you can play so quick and do damage quickly.
For me, it's one of the most intimidating things to be on the receiving end of as well. Do you think he's going to want to keep this 2 ball for his break ball?
I think he has to. I don't think he has a choice.
No. He'll probably look to use the 10 for his cue ball then, I would imagine.
Well, he'll only need to rack the balls one more time if he can close it out here. So if he can get a good position on this 2 ball for his break ball, get a good split, should put him into the last 16. Looks pretty good to me.
Absolutely. How do you like the pressure for this break?
I want it as easy as possible, this ball.
Yeah.
Very sportingly out of his chair to help get the balls out. That's the etiquette that we have in Straightpool.
Yeah, it's beautiful to watch.
Just gonna clean the cue ball. Referees do a lot of great work. Thankless job. Hours on your feet. You never get to sit down. You can't switch off in between shots. You have to focus the whole time. So well done to all our referees here from the Epbf.
Yeah, they get full respect off all of us players as well. They have just as much, if not more, commitment than the players when it comes to running the tournaments. It's fantastic. So,
well, I think Mieszko's taking a bit of a break, look.
Yeah. And
did Mieszko walk out or not?
I don't know. Did he pull a Luca?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. This is a big shot.
A huge shot, isn't it, this? Needs a ball to go at. Well, where's the 9? What about the 5 in the side, is it?
That looks about his best option. Yeah, you could see him close his eyes in the bottom corner.
He needs 7 more.
$88 to $92. Mark, what do you do here? Do you go for it?
Well, if the 5 goes, I'm going for it. If it doesn't, I'm drawing back to this rail off of the 6 ball.
Yeah. And try and give him no options. Yeah. I'm not... I think I would probably err more on the side of precaution here, unless it was...
I think it's just in case call. I don't think he really wants to make this, because what would he be on? But he has called it in the side just in case.
Yeah, I think that's wise.
He'll be drawing back to this rail, won't he? Well, he certainly went for it. What a shot that is. And look at the 8 and the split on the pack here.
I think that deserves a round of applause. That was a big shot.
And I think that, ladies and gentlemen, puts young Lucas Ment into the last 16. Mieszko will have to look forward to the 10 ball tomorrow. And he does have a good 10 ball break, Mieszko Fortunski.
Yeah. Oh.
And it's all over. The fist pump between them. What a great game that was. What a comeback from Mieszko. Just couldn't quite get over the line. So it's the 10 ball for him. Lucas will go on and play later on today. I just want to say thank you so much to my first ever commentary with Gethin Davies. It's been a pleasure, Gethin.
Thank you very much, Mark. It's been a great game to commentate and a pleasure to get to work with you. And I just want to put a shout out to Luca's bank shot at the end there. I thought that was that really made up his performance completely there. And thank you again. I look forward to doing it again, Mark.
Likewise. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Other action still going on, I believe, on Table 1. We'll be back here on Table 2 very, very soon with some more action from Tallinn in Estonia for the Predator Epbf European Championships. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mark White with Gethin Davies. Ta-da for now.